Hello and welcome to your pregnancy yoga class, everybody. Let's make a start. If you haven't already sat yourself on a block, I quite like, as most people know by now, blocks and pillows, and definitely some nice cozy blankets under the ankles, just to support all your joints to get really comfortable. Saskia, you might want to play some music at home just to create that little bit of yoga-y ambiance in your space, so get your little playlist going. At these forms for people. Fine. Brilliant. Thank you for that. So it does. So let's come into a nice rolled shoulder, open the chest position. And we're going to bring one hand onto the heart, one hand onto the top of the bumps. When you're comfortable, just kind of bring your head down to look towards the top of the bump. Just soften your gaze there, or close your eyes, your choice. And just take a deep breath into the hands, into the tummy, and a deep sigh out. And start to sit down into your sitting bones. And just do that a couple more times whenever you're ready. A big deep breath in, expanding the tummy. Expanding the ribs, sitting up a bit buoyant and tall. And a big breath out. And just start to notice how you're feeling today as you arrive on the mat for your practice. Just what's been going on for you this week, physically, mentally, or emotionally. Where are you at in your journey? Just see how you feel in and around your body, any areas that might feel a bit tense or sore. Maybe the mind's a bit busy and flitting around from pillar to post. Maybe it's the emotions are just kind of stirring up a little bit somewhere. And it's all welcome, just as you are. And just noticing what you notice. And taking a deep breath in, a big sigh out. Start to notice the feet and the legs and the sit bones connecting down into the mat and the earth. It's a sense of rooting yourself down into the ground. As you relax your bumps, maybe with that lower hand, you just do some lovely big circles on the tummy, just checking in with the babies, sending them a little smile. Notice if you've had a bit of a growth spurt, how does the skin across the belly feel today? Any little areas that feel a bit twingy or pulley? Send your babies a little feeling of connection, letting them know you're at yoga together. And then we're going to lower both hands down onto the tummy. Let your fingers lightly meet just in front of the belly there. And as we take a bigger breath in, expand the tummy and let the fingers come apart. And then as you exhale, the fingers come back together again. And then inhale, expand the belly like a big balloon. And exhale, big sigh out. And if you haven't got a cold, do your best to breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Noisy sigh. And just take your time with the breath. You know, breathe the slowest, biggest breaths that you can. Don't worry if you're out of sync with the people next to you. Just take your focus into your own breathing rhythm. And breathe in a little bit more. Inhale. Let the belly expand just a little bit more of a stretch. And then a longer exhale. So if you're sighing on a mirror in front of your face, so it's quite a noisy sigh. Giving your full attention to your breath. How does it sound? How does it feel? Maybe closing the eyes, just going inward. letting everything else go. One more breath here. Then bringing the hands up to the ribs. I know a few of you mentioned ribs today, so you can have your hands either side or in front and behind. We're going to breathe into the belly just as we did, and then carry on breathing into the ribs, so these expand out, and then exhale when you get to the top of the breath. So we don't want to hold the breath, we just want to breathe in fully. Have a good old stretch in the body, and then exhale. So we're using the breath to eke out a bit more room into the belly, into those ribs, and let it go. And see if you can breathe into the front of the ribs. And also, like Charlotte was saying, you know, breathing into the back of the ribs, trying to just give them a bit of space. And one more breath here. Good. Now hands up to the collarbones and the throat. So we're going to do belly, ribs, and then breathe all the way up to the top. So when you're ready, inhale. Exhale. And in your own time, belly, ribs, collarbones, exhale when you get to the top. Do that a couple more times. Taking up as much space as you can with your breath. And the last one. And exhale. Right, now we're going to just place the hands down on the knees and just start to circle this out here. Now, if you've had particularly achy pubic bone ache or hip bone ache, you know, that PGP, SPD it used to be called if it was in the pubic bone, you might prefer to have one leg out so that you're not just kind of over opening through the pelvis. You might even prefer both legs out, and you know, your hands might be down by your side. So I'm going to just give that to you as your variation. If you're happy in easy pose, just make sure one foot's slightly in front of the other. You're not going to get pins and needles. And as we grow tall through the spine, we're also really sitting down into the pelvis, just to give the babies lots of room to wiggle downwards. Good. I'm going to circle this back the other way. Deep breath into the tummy. Big sigh out of the mouth. So this is our birth breathing practice. This is what's amazing when we're having those period cramp sensations that some of you are talking about. When we're having contractions, when they get really strong, this is still an amazing breath to use. Good. One more breath. And then back to center. We're going to inhale now, make some space as we reach up tall. And exhale, press the air away. Good. Inhale, lift up through the ribs. Look up if that's good for your neck. If not, keep the head level. And exhale, big inhale. Do feel free to adjust the legs whenever you need to. That's absolutely fine. Now, when we were chatting at the beginning, we were talking about maybe making some noises when we're in labour, when sensations get strong. And what we don't want to do is kind of a noise that's just going to send your body into a panic mode and make everything feel intense and more painful. But what we can do is an ooh noise, which keeps us a bit more grounded and settled, distracts the mind, and helps keep a lot of space in the pelvic floor for the babies to come out. So this time we're going to ooh as the arms come down. Ooh. And you can tell, maybe your arms came down really quickly, you can tell the ooh is a longer out breath. So that's sending more calming signals around your body, helping you get a bit meditative and floaty. So as we close the eyes this time, inhale, arms back up over the head. Really long ooh, really long breath out. And let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Do a little shoulder roll in between. And we'll just do the last one. When you're ready, big inhale. shoulder roll at the end. And just bring your hands back onto the heart, onto the bump, bow the head. Take a little quiet pause here as you just sigh. Noticing how those, 3 or 4 oohs kind of makes the brain feel a bit tingly, a bit quiet, a bit fuzzy, a bit meditative. It draws us inward. So just let yourself go into that space as you breathe in and breathe out. Notice sensation in and around the body, any tingles. Good. And as you open the eyes, let's just change the legs around. So you're absolutely fine where you are if you've got them both out, or swapping one leg in, one leg out, but just change them around. Just going to do a second set of our circles. Lovely big soft belly. Maybe close the eyes when you get going if that feels good for you, to kind of shut everything else out and go inward. If you prefer to keep the eyes open, keep a bit of light and a wakefulness coming into the brain, just look softly at the floor. Just keep your eyes on one point. And deep breath into the belly. Big sigh out. Bring back into that birth breath. Sending all that lovely oxygen to the tummy. On the day, we're sending it to the uterus so it can do all of its opening of the cervix and pushing down to help push the babies out. All that lovely fuel from the breath. Good. Great. Now we're going to carefully undo the legs and spiral ourselves around, come into all fours. I'm going to start on the hands today. So just taking a little minute to get a bit of strength into the hands. Take the blanket under the knees so you've got a bit of support for your knees. Well done, everyone. And then when you're ready, we're just going to come into kind of like a little finger stand. So we're not flat on the floor, we're bending the knuckles and we're coming onto all of the fingers, the fingertips, that's it. And that might feel enough for you, so that's fine if it is. If you want more, just start to press the earth away. So you're almost like you're rounding your back slightly up towards the ceiling. If you want more again, you can take your hands slightly forward and then bring your shoulders slightly forward. So this is a little bit harder, so taking a bit more weight into those hands. So breathe in, breathe out. And then we're going to do the feet. So tuck the toes under, come back into the feet and just release the hands. Do this little kind of hokey pokey move. There you go. Make some fists. Shake out the hands. Good. Now come back into the hands. This time you're going to pad them like kind of a cat, padding through the hands. Careful with the back of the waist that we're not arching it with the weight of the bump. So keep the back of the waist really flat. Keep the chin in. And then as you pad, we're going to turn the hands the wrong way round. So we're going to come down onto the back of the hand. It might be you just want to do one hand, or it might be that you can do both and maybe work towards straightening the hands. So this will feel a bit weird if you've never done it before. So we're on the backs of the hands, we're looking at the palms. So Nikki, turn them upside down. There you go. And it's fine to do one and then the other. If you're doing one, then the other, probably a good time to change. Breathe in, breathe out into this weird new sensation. Well done, everyone. And then back onto the fronts, give them a little pad. Toes tuck under behind you, rock back onto the feet, hokey pokey with the wrists. Good. See if you could do the hokey pokey the other way. Always makes my brain go a bit scrambled. Little fists. Great. This time as we lean forward, we're going to take the hands forward just a bit and turn them out to the side. So you might find you end up going slightly off mat. Lean your shoulders forward, and we're just going to go left and right, just building a little bit of strength up through the arms. Come back to your breath. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Spread into all 10 fingers. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good job, everyone. And then one more time, tuck those toes under, come back into the feet, spread your toes, hokey pokey hands. And then as you bring the arms up, just do some circles with the wrists here. Deep breath in, big sigh out. Circles the other way. Good. Take the hands behind the head, do a little bit of zigzag arms, just to see how that feels. If it's really tough for you on the knees, absolutely fine to adjust. So yeah, well done for those of you that have already done that. And then take a little side bend, just to get a bit of space into the ribs one way. Carefully does it the other way. You just go at your own pace. So it might mean that you want to go a bit more slowly than what I'm instructing. You might want to take a few breaths in this shape, or you might prefer to do it a little bit faster, reaching up and out through the fingers. So just see how that all feels for you. Good job. Inhale, both arms back up to the sky. Exhale, both hands down to the ground. Come back into your all fours. Reset the feet. Make sure the back is nice and flat. We're not dipping it towards the floor. And open the knees a fraction wider. We're going to come down onto the elbows. And then circle this out here, just releasing through the shoulders. So bring the chin in and come back to the breath, maybe closing the eyes again. Deep breath to the bump. Big sigh. So lengthening your spine, beautifully long. Getting the shoulders to have a lovely massage. Giving your baby lots of room to get into a good position and just being careful that back of the waist isn't dipping down. That's it. Well done. Good job. And then we're going to circle it the other way. Deep breath in. Releasing through the neck and the shoulders. Feeling quite strong as we lean down into the elbows. Really press the forearms and the palms down into the ground. Get a little bit active. Good. And then inhale. Come back up into your all fours. Keeping the knees just that little fraction wider. We're going to tuck the toes under this time. Bend the elbows, exhale round your back. So really nice just to take a moment here, just breathing in and out to the back of the bra strap and the back of the ribs. So if you've had any of that rib ache at the front or the back, just take a moment to round into the back of the body and just give it a good old stretch as you breathe in and out. Lovely soft tummies. And of course, as your bumps grow, you're only going to be able to round the back as much as your bumps will allow, so don't overdo it. And then on your next exhale, just send your bottom towards the heels. Land on your elbows. Inhale, draw yourself through and up. A little bit of here. Exhale, round, press back. Inhale, circle it through, press into the hands. Exhale, enjoy that stretch through the shoulders. Inhale, open the heart. Good job. So really rounding the whole spine, tailbone under. Inhale, almost sticking your bottom up in the air behind you. So we're really undulating through the spine here. Beautiful. One more breath. And then as we come back to center, just maybe bring the knees in a fraction and come back down onto the elbows. So we're going to take a bit of a rest pose, but we're going to be in a shape. So take the left hand forward today. And then just bring the head down and the right elbow just slightly out to the side. So your shoulders feel level with each other. As you press that left hand down, just enjoy that stretch all the way up the left side of the body. So the hands down, the elbows lifted, the arms quite active. You're almost kind of sending your bottom back away from the hand and just breathe into that long-sided stretch down that side of the body. Good. One more breath here. Well done, Saskia. That's great on the screen as well. And then come back onto the forearms. We'll just take a breath back in center. Just check we feel all nice and level with the hips and the shoulders. And then take the other arm out. And this elbow that's near the face, just take it out to the side so you can bring your head down and the shoulders feel level. Press the right hand into the floor and just take that little stretch all the way up the right side of the body. Big breath into the back of the body and the side of the body. Big sigh out as you glue the hand down into the floor. Beautiful, just creating a lovely little bit of space here. Well done. Take a couple more breaths. And then inhaling, let's come back up. Good. So let's move into our circle. So bending the elbows and keeping the chin in. Keep closing the eyes once more. This is an amazing movement just to make us feel like we've had a lovely massage. It's going to just feel good all over the body. Also really super duper to do when we are having contractions, to circle and move and be in this upright leaning forward position. So we're going to breathe in through the nose to the bum and big sigh out of the mouth. You can make your movement a bit more expressive if you want to get into the shoulders particularly, or if you want to get into the hips and the pelvis. Just give those bits of your body that need your attention a bit more focus. Wherever you place your awareness in the body, it will change how we're doing the movement, how we're feeling it. Good, now let's circle it the other way. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Lovely soft bumps, lots of room for your babies to get into a good position. Bend your elbows a little bit to protect your wrists. There. Make it feel really nice around those shoulders. Really nice around the hips. Good. Now, anyone that's had the achy pubic bone particularly, we're just going to leave the knees where they are and bring the head down onto the hands. And everything else, we're going to take more of a regular child's pose. So knees wide, toes touch and sit down. Lots of space between the knees. And then you can slowly ease yourself down either onto the forearms or onto the hands, or maybe all the way down onto the floor. We're just going to take a little pause here and a little rest, just for a minute. And when we do the rest, we're going to blow out as if we're blowing out candles that won't go out. So little hole in the lips. This is your next breath, which is great in between contractions when we're trying to rest it out. Keeping our focus really internal, not getting distracted with what's going on around. Breathe a full breath into the baby in the bump. And then blow out as if you're blowing out 100 candles that won't go out. Little hole in the lips. Long exhale. And it might be you just want to breathe like that for this whole minute. Or it might be you just do 2 or 3 of those breaths and then you can just relax and almost drift off to a sort of doze. There's no hard and fast rules with any of this. These are just tools in the box that you can lean into and use whenever you need in labour. Listen to your body. Let your body guide you. It knows what it's trying to do. And so just really feeling the ground supporting you for a moment. Letting the mind go quiet. Staying close to the breath and this idea of just can we relax on demand? Can we just let it all go? Done. And then we're going to imagine we're having a contraction. So like maybe a period cramp at the front of the body or a bit of a dull backache around the lower back. We're going to pretend we're having one for a whole minute. So when you're ready, your practice contraction is going to start now. So coming up into all fours, start to move into figure of 8. Deep breath in, exhale it out. And just imagining we're having some strong sensations in the tummy or the back, and we're going to move, we're going to breathe, we're going to think about our breath and the sound of our breath. And already we're coming up to about halfway through that minute. And to help us get over the intense bit, we're going to ooh. Ooh. Good, so let go of any inhibitions. They're all going to go out the window anyway in labour. Let's do one more ooh. Coming up towards the end of that minute already. One more breath. And then find your child's pose. So whichever one you did just a minute ago, if that's not great for you, you can always come into kneeling and just bring your hands onto your heart and bow the head. But just find a shape that you can just comfortably be quiet in for a couple of minutes. Blow away as if you're blowing away the candles. And we're kind of blowing away any big sensations from that last contraction. Can we just let that go? Know that it's done. We never have to do that one again. We've knocked it off the list. And clear the decks and prepare, relax the body, relax the jaw, pelvic floor, soften the tummy, prepare the mind. Just clear the decks, ready for the next sensation that's going to come in. And we use this time in between to really rest and recharge and relax. And let go of what's gone before and prepare for this next minute that's going to happen. And we're just going to go through labour 1 minute at a time, one contraction at a time. We're not going to think about the whole thing. We're just going to be present. So very yogic. Good job, you guys. We'll do one more little practice contraction. Inhale, come back up. Now you can choose whether you just do your circles or whether you do your figure of 8. And your practice contraction starts now. So once more feeling maybe a periody sensation, a crampy sensation in the lower tummy or a backache. And just starting to move and groove with those sensations as they kind of maybe build, as your uterus works really strong to help literally push the baby down and out. We need these things called contractions. Good, we're about halfway through, so we're going to do a nice slow ooh, keeping everything soft and open. Ooh. Good, and we're over that intense bit in the middle of the contraction and the sensations are fading now. You can feel this one sort of fading away. We're nearly at the end of this next minute. It's coming up towards the end. So one more breath. And that's your minute. So taking your resting position, letting it all go, taking it aside, blowing out the candles, feeling the ground support you, letting the body melt and relax. Well done, everyone. Just taking the rest time that you get in between. Really making the most of it. Sometimes it might feel like the contractions are coming quite close together, but there's always going to be time for a few breaths just to reset, refocus, relax, and get back in the game. So take the time that you get and make the most of it. Really well done, everyone. One more breath here. And we're going to inhale, come back up. I'm going to tuck the toes under just one more time if you can. So just take a second to clear the head here. Then come back into your little side bend. So just nice and slowly now, just one way and the other. Just feeling that all around the ribs. Strengthening the feet. Clearing the head because we're nice and upright for a moment. So eyes open, big breath in. And then hands in prayer. Inhale, bring the hands up and just open the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Great, we're going to do one more here. And then we're going to come off of those feet. They've worked quite hard. Just give them a little pitter-patter. And move the blanket out of the way. Good, now I'm going to come up towards standing, so let's tuck the toes under. Keep the knees and feet quite wide as you come into kind of a wide-ish downward dog. And then bend one knee and then the other, just wiggling your bottoms a little bit. Pressing into the hands, let's say you're doing really, really well. Stretch out the backs of the legs. You don't have to stay here for very long. Just have a little stretch for a moment. Now we're going to walk the feet towards the hands. Keep your feet wide, about as wide as the mat. And come into almost like a little standing squat into the heels. Inhale, imagine you're picking loads of flowers up to the heart. When we get here, we're going to exhale and throw them over the head. So we're going to do that again. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale, gather up. Exhale. Good. 2 more. And the last one, nice and gently. Great. Then standing in your Tadasana, just having your feet level, hands on the hips. Let's start with some circles of the pelvis. Good job. Is everyone doing all right? You're all with me still? Anyone getting a bit too hot? No? Okay, good. If you're too hot, we can open the window. Okay? Just Rosie. Okay, we can do Rosie. Well done. So just seeing how this feels through your pelvis, through your back. If you've got any twinges, do the movement really small. A really nice way to activate your pelvic floor and your core and build a little bit of strength into the body, even if you do it really small. Great, and we're going to circle this out the other way. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. A little bit of lovely energy on this lovely sunny bright morning. I'm going to do energy arms. So again, I've got my feet parallel, a little bend in my knees. Just going to release the arms. If you're right under the eaves, just come forward a little bit. So I'm going to whack your hands on the ceiling. And then we're going to bring the arms all the way up. Deep breath in. Big sigh out. Good. With the knees bending, we've got a bit of movement through the whole body. And open the chest. This is quite a nice one again, getting into the backs of these kind of ribs, the backs of the shoulder blades. Then take the hands on the next one and just really literally tap your back. Try and reach as far down behind you as you can. Literally giving yourselves a good tap on the back, because I think you will well deserve it. You're doing brilliant. There we go. One more breath. And then coming back to center, we're going to bend the knees, keep the tummy soft and relaxed, and just gently spiral the arms around the body. Looking behind you. Finding a little point for the eyes to focus on. Taking that breath in. And that breath out. Good. Back to Tadasana. We're just going to take another little quiet pause here. So feet level, tiny bend in the knees just to protect and release the lower back. Roll the shoulders open, palms out. And then you're going to look just at one point on the floor, a couple of meters in front of you. If you've got your balance, you can close the eyes and just see how that feels. Just to trust your body stood on your feet. Then take a big breath up through the front of the body. And exhale as you kind of waterfall the breath down the back of the body. Just in your mind's eye, just get a feeling sense of the breath. Inhaling up through the front of the body. And exhaling down the back of the body. And as you do this breath, almost kind of feel all the curves in the body. You know, feel the body, the curve in the back of the waist. A little bit in at the top of the thighs. Behind the ankles. Soles of the feet. Just do that lovely breath just a couple more times. Just giving your give the body a bit of attention. Feeling rooted down into the feet. Really grounded in your base, and then lighten up now through the crown of the head. Good. And as we open the eyes, we're going to bring the palms together. Just give the hands a little rub. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, just up into a little power pose. Look up to the sky. Relax the shoulders. Breathe in and out here. Maybe put a little smile on your face. Well done for coming in to practice today. Good, and then as the hands come down, let's turn the toes out. And we're going to snake dance. It's very nice just to create a little bit of space through the body. So we're going to reach up towards the ceiling, lift the hands. And then start to come down towards the floor into one foot and then the other. Now you make this your move. You can get really expressive, really fast. You can slow it down and keep it a little bit more contained. What feels good for you? Let's explore this again. Big inhale. Really lovely job, everyone. Big exhale. Great. So from your snake dance, I'm going to come back to center. And just take a little moment leaning on the knees and letting the head bow. And tilting up and over the tummy, weight into the toes. And letting the head drop to the floor. Just taking a big sigh here. Forward bends are all about surrendering and accepting where we're at in the moment. We've got a really different quality to them, to some of the other things we've done today. And then just slowly walk out the hands. If you want to do another little walking the dog, if that felt good for you, you can. Or you just come straight down onto the knees, your choice. And then when you're ready, we're all going to come down onto the knees. Back onto our bottoms. So as we close out the practice, just sit on a blanket for a moment. So you've just got a little bit of cushioning, padding under the body. And if you've had the achy pubic bone, you're just going to have one leg in, one leg out. Or you can have both legs out. Your choice. If you haven't had the achy pubic bone specifically, you can bring the soles of the feet together. And just get into the hips. It doesn't matter how far you have them, close in or far away, that's absolutely fine. Just be as comfortable as you can. We're going to all do a little rocking and rolling left and right. Done. And if it feels too much, just take the feet away. That's absolutely fine. Now we're going to bring the hands into prayer. Just bow the head down and take 3 deep breaths into the heart space. Once more, just drawing your focus inward. Relaxing your face and your eyes and your shoulders and your jaw. And then just a couple of quiet breaths there as you just sit and relax for a moment. Just focusing on your heart center. And then bringing your thumbs up to the throat. Take a few breaths into the throat space. Clearing. Bringing in some clarity to anything that we're thinking or actioning or saying, anything that we would rather have happen. Expression of our needs so that that can be heard and acknowledged and received by others. Breathe into the throat space. And then bringing your thumbs up to the forehead, third eye point, just relax the head onto the thumbs and breathe into the crown of the head. Just connecting in with your own inner wisdom, that deep knowing that we all have, especially as women, especially as pregnant women. Really trusting your instincts, what feels right for you, your baby. Trusting your kind of gut instinct, some of us call it. Some people call it the little voice, because it can be like a little whisper We all know that it's always right. We haven't listened to it. We're always like, oh, darn it, I knew I should have listened to that little voice. Because we always know. And then as you release the hands down, if the legs are feeling a bit awkward, just make them a bit comfortable and place both hands on the floor. Maybe they're out to the sides, whatever's good. Just get the hands on the ground for your 3 final breaths here. And just lean into the hands. Once more, just let any worries and cares now out of the body, through the hands and down into the earth. Now we're going to move into Shavasana. So take a minute to get really comfortable, everyone, in your own time. And spiral it round so that you're lying on your left side. Using some pillows under your head. Saskia, you're at home. If you want to lie on the sofa and just get really comfortable, you're very welcome to. Quite nice to have blankets. Now, somebody was mentioning PGP, SPD and pillows, and that it's not really doing it at bedtime. So what I would suggest, Chloe, is if you just take a blanket or a towel at home, you want to fold it up, roll it up into, you know what, this is probably isn't quite big enough. You probably want something about that circumference, like the circumference of your hand. That blanket might do it, although it's a bit of a squishy one. And then you put it in the nook of your waist. So when you lie on the side, what it actually does is it levels the hips. So you can have your things between the knees, but you feel more like the muscles of the thighs are supporting you, the hips are level, it takes the ache out of the hips. And you just have to sort of let the bump readjust over it, because it's obviously a bit lumpy in the waist. That might be a little alternative you can try. Okay, everyone, so when you're ready, you need to get yourself a bit more comfy with any more pillows or blankets. Let me know, I can bring some more bits and bobs round. Let's just make sure the head is level. We're not all wonky in the neck. And then can you just let the head rest really heavily on your pillow? Do you want this one as well, Megan? Do you want two? Thank you. I'm going to chuck it. There you go. Just letting the head rest really heavily on the pillow, just letting some tension go in the neck and the shoulders. I'm just going to look for little moments of give as we move throughout the body. Maybe little sensations. You might notice tingles or heat. Just notice what you notice and know that it's all welcome, that you're completely fine just as you are. So let's start by relaxing around the eyes. Just letting the eyes settle into the head. And then relax the cheekbones and the jaw so the teeth are slightly apart. Relax the tongue. And soften the lips. And allow every muscle in the face to feel completely at ease. awareness all the way down the neck and the shoulders, just softening as you go. Looking into the elbows and the wrists. Notice the skin on the back of your hands. Tips of the fingers. Feeling the center of your palms. Moving slowly as you sigh, back up through the arms, and finding yourself at the back of the neck. Slowly start to scan down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Moving all the way down the back of the body till you find the tip of the tailbone. Feeling the softness in your waist and your tummy. And checking in with your babies. Just noticing their presence. And sending them a feeling of love from your heart. Sending them a smile. It's always about connection. Moving down into the hips and the pelvis. Feeling the bones resting on the ground. The thighs relax. Noticing the knees. Just moving your awareness body part by body part down into the shins, calves, and into the ankles and the feet. Feeling the bones inside the feet, the soles of your feet. And then moving down into all 10 toes and just noticing sensation there. So just being aware now of the whole of your body, quietly relaxing down into that mat. Feeling the imprint of the whole of your body sinking down into the ground. And as you float in and out of your relaxation, and the body can be really relaxed, and then the mind can relax and feel at ease. I'm going to read you out a little poem. You can let my words wash over you. So kind of quietly repeat it in your head. Just share it with your babies if you wish. Dear little baby, inside me, I want you to know I am involved in a wonderful experience. I'm having a baby, and you are that wonderful baby. I welcome this experience with happiness and joy. And I feel all the changes taking place in my body. I feel you grow within me, strong and healthy. And I love the way I look. It's amazing when you're moving inside me. My life combines with yours in love. Little baby, I'm preparing myself for the time when you will be born. I am carrying you with such loving pride and feel the exciting bloom of being pregnant. I have a beautiful glow about me because you're in my life now. I nourish you with love and take care of my body. I'm learning to relax more every day. And I'm looking forward to your birth. I am confident about your smooth and positive birth into the world. I'm practicing relaxation so that you can move easily and comfortably into the world. I keep my mind calm and peaceful so you can be calm and peaceful. And I talk to you with love each day. When you are born, little baby, I will love you so you can grow in love and trust yourself and others. I promise to talk to you in such a way that you can listen. And I promise to listen to you in such a way that you can talk. I will respect your right to be yourself. And I'll help you to learn how to respect the rights of others. I promise to encourage you to seek answers that lead you to know and appreciate this beautiful, wonderful world around you. I promise to teach you with love and guidance. And I know that I will learn from you too, that you will become my greatest teacher. I will provide opportunities for you to grow in love and happiness. I see you, little baby. I see you cradled in my arms, and I love you. As you start to orientate your awareness slowly back round, just notice what you can hear all around you. What can you hear here and also outside? When you're ready, taking a deep breath into the whole of your body. Just wiggling the fingers and the toes. Noticing the feel of your body resting on the ground. Noticing the air touching your skin as you inhale. Gently start to open the eyes. Notice how you feel at the end of your practice in your body and in your mind and in your heart. And just take a nice big breath in. Taking this feeling with you for the rest of the day, maybe for the next few days, coming back to it whenever you need. Just thinking about how might being kind to yourself look in the next few days. So when you're ready, you're going to inhale and just have a little stretch and just gently start to come back round, opening the eyes if you haven't already, wiggling the fingers and toes again. Really well done. And in your own time, just pressing into the hands, inhaling as you come back up to center, and just check in, see how you feel. Maybe give your shoulders a little roll, check in with the bump. Take your time, there's no big rush. Well done, everyone. Good. Okay, so we're going to close the practice. We're going to bring our hands to the heart center one more time. Just have a little look around the room. If you catch someone's eye, send them a smile. Get your oxytocin up with some lovely eye contact. And well done, everyone. It's really happy to have you all here. Well done, Saskia at home. And then to each other, we say namaste. Namaste. And may you all have a beautiful day, lovely weekend. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you all soon. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, and are you okay?